so I'm actually here in Calor Gas with Damien Whelan. Damien, it's a pleasure to be here today.
Thank you very much.
Would you tell me what's your involvement with Calor Gas?
My involvement with Calor Gas, I've been with them now since June 1991. I cover the southeast area comprising counties Carlow, Kilkenny, Waterford and Wexford. I specifically deal with bulk gas, which comprises dairy water heating and bulk applications for industry and for small businesses.
How long have you at Calor Gas been working with it in the dairy?
In the dairy side of things, we've been working for the last 6 years, and on the hot water side, specifically with these heaters, we've been working for 10 years.
Okay.
But that's part of our development as a company that we've been in business now for 80 years, so it's just a natural extension that water heating and specifically dairy has become a priority sector for us now at this stage.
Fantastic. And tell me this, right, what is the main features of this water system?
I suppose the main features of this water system is that it's clean, it's economical, it's efficient, it reduces the carbon footprint. The system itself, you can see, is adaptable. It can go indoors, it can go outdoors. It reduces the ability to store hot water, so there's no contamination or disease. And all in all, it's a neat application, and it's modular. So you can have 1, 2, 3 or 4, 5 units together. So the whole system is not dependent on one boiler. It's a multiple of boilers that can come in together, which can give you the full load or a part load, and one boiler can come on and do the job when you need it.
Excellent. Well, I believe like one of the main kind of attractions is that the temperature difference. Like you can have hot water on demand at any temperature. Is that right?
Without a doubt, because it's a variation of temperatures. It can go up to 85 degrees for dairy water heating, or for the calf replacing side of things, it can do up to 42, 43, which is done by a digital controller.
And would it be right to say that, like a dairy farmer can also get the right temperatures, for just mixing with milk powder,
It can, of course,
and even
yeah.
just for cleaning, like just a general cleaning, like even for washing cows.
Yes.
Would that be right? Can you bring it down to those temperatures?
You can. There's a digital controller, as you can see here at the moment. It's set at around, say, 60 degrees, and you can go up then that bit further, or you can go down a little bit lower then to whatever temperature you need, whatever application.
Okay, excellent. How is the process? Is it a big installation process?
Usually would take 2 men, maybe a day and a half to do the job. Realistically, most of our work at the moment on the replacement side is replacing existing electric water heaters. So the infrastructure's already there in place with the pipes, with the flow and return. What we would do is come along and put the heaters up, run the gas line separately, and then come along and agree a time with the farmer, maybe a downtime of an hour and a half, just to do the switch over. So typically 2 men a day and a half will see you through the job.
Okay, so no disruption at all in
No
the
disruption,
dairy.
only the downtime maybe in the morning when the hot water isn't required, that we can cut into the line and change over to the gas side of things.
And the bulk tank, is there a bulk tank then involved as well? Is that brought in as well into the
the gas is powered off a bulk tank. Is typically a standard 1200 litre gas tank. It has to be 3 metres minimum from any building boundary or source of ignition.
Okay.
But the beauty of gas, it can be 20 metres, 30 metres, 40 metres, because it operates off pressure.
Okay.
The system itself then is operated with a remote dialing system that links into the tank. We can check on the farmer's demands when the tank is being used. If it's not being used, we can put a delivery back. If it's been used much more than the norm, we can pull forward the delivery. So at all times, we have access to the tank and its contents and its usage, and to schedule a delivery then in that case.
Yes, I know that the delivery service is excellent. Like, it automatically...
It is a seamless process, and that's why we have that digital outreach, that we can plan accordingly rather than waiting for the farmer to ring us when they're out of gas. We're putting the gas into the tank without the farmer having to realise what the situation is. So at all times, the farmer's concentrating on the core job of looking after the dairy herd, while we look after our side of things, which is to have gas in the tank at all times for the farmer.
Excellent. Tell me, what kind of what feedback are you getting from customers?
Well, I have to say the feedback, in fairness, has been fantastic, and especially this year now, we've had more leads this year than any other year, because we've developed the business in this sector in particular. We've got a name now for an A-rated category of 85 degrees hot water, so which a lot of farmers that's where they want to be at as regards hot water. They don't want lukewarm water anymore. They don't want penalties on TBCs or any other contaminants in their provision of milk. At the end of the day, they're spending a certain amount of money on upgrading their parlour, so they don't want the Achilles heel of the hot water being the thing that weakens their whole operation. So all in all, it's been a positive sector for us, and every year it's been better than the next.
Excellent. How do you find how has it been now for the ploughing for you there today? Have you found there's a lot of people coming in to inquire about the heating system?
I'd have to say, in fairness, we've done a lot of background over the last year or two through online with case studies, digital profiling. So most of the farmers now coming to our site are coming to look at the system that they've learnt about, rather than looking to see what type of system it is. So the knowledge will know that they know that gas is the option for heating hot water on dairy farms. It's a question of the how and the when that they want to see now, which is different than before.
Excellent. And so behind us here is the 2 heaters.
Yes.
So generally, if you're going in for a smaller farm, would you just go with the 1 heater?
You would go with the one. You would go with the one.
What kind of around how many?
Well, a herd, usually these 2 heaters can do a herd size of maybe to 150 to 180 animals. Typically, the 2 heaters going together will give you 200 litres of hot water in 10 minutes up to 85 degrees.
Excellent. And then for a smaller herd of, I'd say about maybe 60 cows, would you just go with the 1 heater?
You'd go with the 1 heater most definitely.
Okay.
And you can go for a smaller size heater. The beauty of this system with the 2 heaters, it can come on and take the maximum load, but if you've only half load, well then 1 heater will do the job. And you've a backup, if anything untoward ever happened to heater, that you've a backup of 1 heater doing 60 to 70% of your load.
And is there any specific place in the dairy that these water heaters have to be installed, or can it be installed anywhere?
No, ideally is that you put it where your existing pipe system is gathered, because you want to maintain the maximum amount of efficiency. You don't want a long pipe run of hot water transferring over to where you need it. So ideally located where your cold and hot feed are, and that you can get your gas supply in. So at the central point where all your pipe work is, that's where you get the maximum efficiency.
Excellent. And then we also have the water temperature control here on the wall.
Yeah.
So how does, it looks so simple. Like, it's just like
it's like what you'd have at home, if you're to control the temperature for your bath or whatever, and to get your different hot water. I suppose if you want to see hot water here, that'll give you you can see the steam coming out of that.
I do, yeah.
Without it there. And if I want to reduce that, that'll reduce the steam coming out because I'm reducing the temperature. Okay.
Excellent.
And then we have a smaller model on the other side then for the calf replacer market as well, which can work off small cylinders rather than a bulk tank. So it's very accessible, because usually that could be in a part of the farm where you mightn't have room to put a bulk tank in.
Right. So you're kind of going into the calf side of things as well.
So it's a smaller model of this heater
that
we're dedicating for the calf replacement market.
Okay, fantastic. And what do you hope to get from the ploughing here?
Well, I suppose what we hope to do is build on the goodwill that's out there,
yeah,
and to solve a lot of problems for farmers that have issues with hot water. Their dairy size is increasing, the hot water demand is increasing, but their systems can't cope, and they're looking for a solution. And now, thankfully for them, they have a solution which is A-rated. So hopefully we can get more farmers to buy into what's already happening and to join this development in this sector, that they can go from strength to strength.
Brilliant. And so if one wants to get some more information about the Calor,
well, I suppose what you could do is go online, check on the Calor website, or you can contact our head office directly and they'll give you all the contact details.
So it was brilliant to be down here today and to learn all about Calor gas.
Well, thank you very much for the opportunity to tell everybody.
I wish you all the best of luck.
Thank you very much, and thanks for your time, much appreciated.